I've tried to film this 2 times before, but it's so hard for me to because I can't process thoughts. Hey guys, if you're new here, I'm Jani. If you're not new here, like, I'm still Jani. This is a little different from the videos that I usually post because I post like covers and vlogs, and like I definitely will be posting those, but I also want to post a lot more college videos because I wish I had a personality other than talking about college, but here I am. Now that the college process is kind of ending, like next week I think is like when most schools will be done like replying. I think that's just because I think like next week is like IB day, so there's that. So I wanted to get this video up before then because I wish I had this type of video when I was like watching all these videos, and maybe I just like didn't find it and like didn't click on it because I am very selective on the videos that I watch. After having 3 months of reflection, oh, I didn't introduce myself, see my mind, where is it? Yeah, I got into Princeton early in December and I've had 3 months to reflect since then. So these are kind of things that I wish I knew to expect after getting in, which I didn't really think about before getting in. So maybe that's just me not planning ahead. But if you're like me and didn't plan ahead and didn't even think about like how it's gonna feel after, this video is for you. Also, I wrote down my thoughts in this notebook, so here we are. Okay, personally, I've always been very hyper aware of what people thought about me. And I think that's just because I grew up in an environment that's very small. My school's from 7th through 12th grade, so literally from 12 to 18, a third of your life, you will be in that school with the same people. So I've been hyper aware of what people thought about me because I knew what people thought about me because they would tell me, or like they'd tell my friends and my friends would tell me. And so I knew that I always had like this reputation as like the person who had like the best grades and like the person who like always had extracurriculars, and like I have this reputation as this like top student, which if you know me, you know I'm not, and I don't do my homework. Actually, I do my homework. It takes me a long time because I get very distracted. But that could also be senioritis. I digress. But I knew I had this reputation, and so I knew that there was always this pressure to get into an Ivy. Like this has always just been the expectation, and I think I always put this on myself too. I'm not saying like it's like other people's like perceptions of me and like their fault, but like it's definitely like what I came off as. Especially because in 9th and 10th grade I was so annoying, and literally all I did was do work or complain about work and talk about like how much work I had to do, which I do now, but now I add a little self-deprecating joke in there, so it's like, haha, I'm so relatable. So after getting in, I wasn't expecting the pressure to still be there. I knew that going into the college process, everyone was expecting me to get into at least one Ivy. Like, and you're probably like, no, how'd you know that? Like, people don't think about things like that. But no, like, I know that because one time my best friend, she told me that someone in the grade above us had told her that like if anyone in our grade has a chance of getting into an Ivy, it's me. And I was like, so now that I know that's what people think about me, like it has to happen, like I have to do it. So thankfully I actually really like Princeton, and I'm not like just like going for, you know, like the Ivy clout, but like it's actually like my dream school, like perfect for me in like a lot of ways. But I can do a whole other video on like what I'm nervous about for Princeton, like parts that I'm like not so sure about, and like what I'm excited for, if you want me to do that video, whatever. I knew that this is what people thought about me, even if it was just like in passing. Like I knew that it was always there, but I never expected that pressure to be worse after getting in. Stay with me. So I thought that once I got in, it'd be like, wow, like she did it, like look at Janielle go, like she did, like she finally fulfilled the expectations of everybody, like woohoo. But yeah, I know that I fulfilled expectations, but it feels like people, maybe it's just me thinking, but it feels like I have the pressure to live up to that now. And I feel like I always had the pressure to live up to that. Like I'm like, people think that I get super good grades, so now I have to like actually like get good grades, and I always did get good grades, but I feel like now that like that's what people think of when they think of me, like now I actually have to like live up to it. And that's like amplified here because now you kind of have this name attached to you, which like, you know, shouldn't bother me because it's like kind of my one defining trait now. Like I don't have a personality, it's just college, which is why I'm making college videos. I was expecting myself to be calm and realize that I had finally lived up to everyone's perceptions of me, and I finally achieved all this and I'm fine. Like I was really expecting myself to be like, yeah, like everything's okay now, like people won't think about me anymore. I don't know, something like that. But no, this hyper awareness of like what people think about you and your reputation, especially in a school so small, is like almost suffocating. Like, not to like be like that, but like it really is. Like, it's all you think about. So now whenever like I'm on the floor crying, I'm like, wow, people will walk in, like an underclassman will walk in and be like, that's Janielle, the girl who got into Princeton, and she's on the floor crying. Like, look at her. Like, she's such a fluke. Which is so dumb, but I don't know. That's something that I wasn't expecting to feel, but I ended up feeling. Okay. The next feeling is that my ability to speak is just really not here. So I know that I'm a product of my environment. Like, I wouldn't have gone to this amazing school if my mom hadn't pushed me. Like, I know all these factors that had like gone into me doing this, but you kind of feel like you can't take credit for like anything. Maybe that's just me, because I had a lot of help for my college process, and not even that like my mom paid $50,000 so I can get recruited on the crew team. I had a lot of help because I do a college readiness program like ever since summer before freshman year. Like, I've been consistently doing this all summer and all throughout the year. So all throughout the whole full year, like I don't get a break, where we had like college help from them. And then my college advisor at school is like really amazing and will like stay until like 5 p.m. with us like every single day to like make sure everything's perfect. And like, I don't know how he does it, but like he does. And like, you get your teacher recs, and like your grades and your essays are you, but it never feels like your own product. And I feel like because of that, I can't take credit for anything. And I feel like I'll always be hurting someone's feelings if I take any credit for anything. And maybe this is just because like events happened that made me like super hyper aware that like people do keep tabs on me, and like people do realize that like when I talk more about like one aspect that helped me in my college process, that like that suddenly means that I'm not grateful for anything else. But like, I so am, but it just like, because of that, like I feel like I can't take any credit for anything, besides like probably my grades. But even then, it's obviously not just because of me, but I feel like I always have to diminish my role in getting in, which is like dumb, but that's something that I think about. And also, oh my gosh, imposter syndrome is so real. Like, people say this like when you get into college campus. I just wasn't expecting to feel this like literally the second I got in. Like, imposter syndrome is really out here. Like, I'm meeting all these amazing cool people who are like winning competitions and like super STEMmy and like writing research papers and like doing all these amazing things, like in bands, like doing concerts at like 18. Like, you can't help but like feel inadequate compared to them. Like, what did I do? Like, I make like YouTube videos to a small channel. I do like debate like any other student. I write like pretty well, but like, what is it about me that got me in next to all these people? Like, you can't help but feel like not good enough compared to them. I don't know. You don't feel that the moment you step onto campus in August. Like, you feel that as you get in and start talking to people, which I didn't know and I wasn't expecting, so I wasn't ready for it. And kind of my last negative, I know this is getting like a really negative video. I'm so sorry. I'm not used to serious videos like this, which is why I'm talking like this and like adding like these things, because I can't take myself seriously at all. So it's really weird for me to take a serious video. Life doesn't stop and slow down, like, at all. And I've been on this 3-month high, and I'm kind of like slowing down and realizing that life did not stop for me to kind of get myself together and figure out who I am now. And I know that this is the time to figure out who I am before I go to college. You're still gonna have tests to worry about. You're still gonna have like friendships to maintain and all these things, and like, you can't just like have time to breathe. And that's just the reality. Like, I feel like just everything's so fast now that like I don't have any time to like breathe and reflect, which is why I journal, or try to, so I can. When I got in, my friends were still applying to colleges. Things like that like just make you realize like nothing slows down and nothing can like will wait for you, and I won't completely change. Like, I felt like my life would completely change overnight, and like in a way it did, you know. Like, now I know where I'm going and I know that I don't have to worry about these things, but like I still do, and I'm still the same person. So I don't know why I was expecting like everything to be different. I knew this because I forgot what video this was. Like, if you watch Josh, he's class of 22, he goes to Dartmouth. I think his video was like something about things that he wish he knew his senior year, and he was saying like why he got into like college, like why is he still anxious. And I was like, wow, like that's gonna be me. And lo and behold, it is me. Knowing that, but didn't make me any more prepared to like feel like that. Like, this Monday, literally, it's Thursday. This Monday, I had a breakdown in the bathroom like 2 times during chem. Like, I had to walk out of class and like break down in the bathroom 2 times because I was like just so stressed about this week because I had 3 tests and I just like was not here for it, and I was just did not want to do it. Like I was extremely stressed, and like things like that, like you think that like your life will change because all of my stress like would come from school and also like kind of like social stuff, but like a lot of it like I would attribute to school, and it would always be like, well, if I get into college I don't have to worry about this anymore, so I'm fine. But that's not what happens. My pea brain didn't know that, so now my pea brain is telling you, so you won't have a pea brain going to this. You'll have like a walnut chestnut brain. So those were like the negative things that I wish I knew, and I wish I was prepared for. But there are also some really positive things that like I knew was gonna happen, but like it just is so different when it does. It's always a struggle to like balance being confident and like not being arrogant, you know? And I still do struggle with that. Like, when do I want to wear my sweater to school and like stuff like that. You do have this confidence, like, wow, like my application was good enough to get in, but this was kind of just like the like confirmation that like good enough, you know? Before, I was a good student, like not the best student, but I was a good student. But like now I'm not the best student. But getting in, it's like you have that little confidence of like, you know, like I have the potential to be a good student. Like I was a good student before, like I can be a good student now. So you have those little things. And also you're gonna meet like super cool people. Like I mentioned this before, like you're gonna meet super cool people who will probably make you feel stupid, but whatever, because you're gonna have like amazing conversations with them and like find friends, and it's gonna be so like cool, you know? Like that's the only word I can use. I wish I like had more words in my head. My friend group, at least, like we have very like similar interests, but I feel like we all have passions in different things, and so we get like this good like well-rounded like whatever, like everyone kind of has their own thing, and it's like cool, but like it's kind of not necessarily isolating, but it's like it makes, well, I think that's just because like I really love theater and law, and I can't help but feel like a nerd and a dweeb whenever like I talk about it and get really excited and like love it. But you're gonna meet people who like are as passionate and like love things that you love as much as you do, if not more, and it's just like so different for me. And I think I just have this reassurance that like I can be weird with other people. Like weird is like normal now, but you have this reassurance that like your passions are valid and your interests are valid, and you're not weird for liking certain things, and you're not weird for like loving to learn about something and like loving to talk about it. And that's not something that I necessarily realized that like I would feel, because I always felt like I'd feel like really weird and like not necessarily like an outcast, but sometimes I'll like say things and I'll be like, okay, why do I speak? Like people don't laugh because I'm not funny. I'm so scared of interacting like with like real people who like had lives in high school, because I mean I kind of have a social life. It's not like the social life that's like poppin'. Like I don't go to like parties every weekend. Like I just was so scared of like going to college and like having to interact with like real normal teenagers, talking to like people and like them talking like in a very similar way to like to me, and like us like bonding over like shared passions like really made me feel like a little less alone, you know? Like, so we're gonna end this on a positive note because that's actually the last thing I had journaled, so I have nothing else to say. So that was my video, a little reflection, a little hope this helped. I don't know, hope this helped like not necessarily lower your expectations, but like bring you down a little to a reality of like getting into college, you know? Yeah, I don't do outros because I don't really know how to do them. Comment down like any questions that you have, any videos that you want me to make, because I definitely want to start making more college videos. I didn't want to seriously start this college YouTube journey like without putting this out there and like being kind of real, you know? That was, I hated that. Like I hated saying that. Like I just want to be real and genuine with you guys. Like, oh. I didn't want it to seem like, wow, like my life is so good after this. Like it is. Like I'm in a very good position. I'm in a very privileged position, and I know that. But like I just didn't want it to like seem like everything was all fine and dandy, which I feel like a lot of college YouTubers like come across as that, and like the reality, you know that it's not. Like you know that things didn't suddenly change after they got in, but it like feels like that sometimes. So I just wanted to put this out there. So there's that. I'll see you in my next video. I wanted to film cover after this, but I've been talking for so long, so I'm probably just gonna eat some pasta. Bye.